everyone, this is Sophia from mygreatchallenge.blogspot.com, and today, as discussed in previous video, I'm going to share with you how I stay organized using my A5 Franklin Covey planner. It's the same size as the Filofax A5, only it's half the price. This is leather. It's a beautiful leather. This one is the Boston in green, which is more like a dull, I guess, but not dull in a bad way. Emerald green. They have it in black and they have it in blue. You have to check the website to see whether or not they still have them available in those colors, but it's, like I said, it's a beautiful leather. I used to have a personal size Filofax. It was kind of vintage from the 90s, whether or not you want to consider that vintage, and I believe that was a Windsor in black, and I felt that the personal size was just too small for me. And then I checked into the Filofax, and there's oodles of videos on the internet right now on YouTube about planner setups and what planner to use, and I know that there's a lot of Filofax fan. I just can't afford it. It's, let's just face it, there's some ladies, and I mean, good for you if you can, who are going as far as spending $300, $400 for a leather planner. This one gets tossed in my bag in and out every single day. If it gets damaged, I only paid $49 for it. I can replace it. I'm not going to spend the price of a expensive high-end purse on the planner. What matters to me is what's inside, and it's the exact same size than the A5 from Filofax. The only difference is that it has more rings. I don't know if you can see right here. The Filofax would have like a set of 3 rings here and a set of 3 rings at the bottom with a space in the middle. This one just has a 7 rings through, and the other difference is that this one is not a 1-inch ring, it's 1 inch and a quarter. And trust me when I tell you that the quarter does make a difference. Look at how stuffed this is. So what I'm going to do today is take you through my entire planner, letting you know how it is that I manage my time, how it is that I manage my home, how I use it, what do I keep in it, what matters to me. I understand that everybody has their own preferences, so the way I've set up my planner may not be for you. It may be something that you may consider doing, or it may give you some ideas, because we all have our own different setup. I know what works for me. I know what I need. There's a lot of things in some planners that I think are absolutely great, but I know I would not use at all. So, and then there's other things that I don't see in other planner setups that I need for my personal life and my work life as well. But for the most part, this is really nothing more than my life, everything I need to do that is unrelated to work. This is not a work planner. This is my personal planner. Anything, I may have some like trainings that I need to attend, things like this, just as reminders not to schedule myself for anything else on those days. But I have something very similar that I use at work that is just strictly for work. I'm not going to show you that particular planner because it's just work stuff, and there's a lot of personal information and things like that on it, and I don't do anything special. It's not decorated anything. It's just purely functional, my appointment, my to-dos, things that I need to scratch off, and that's it. So this is going to be a little bit long, like most of those planner setup videos, so hang in there, and I hope you enjoyed the tour. Okay, so this is my Franklin Covey Boston A5 planner, and as you can see, it is pretty stuffed. I have a lot of tabs. I have tabs here at the bottom. I have some tabs here on the side. I have tabs here on the top, just because I want to be able to refer to specific sections of my planner immediately. I don't want to have to flip through it. I just want to get to what I need to get right away. So that's the reason why I have a lot of tabs, and every single one is based on my needs and the categories I've designated for my planner. So just to give you a really quick glance, I've divided my planner into 2 categories. There's a focus category, which is basically the front section of my planner, and it goes all the way up to here. And then I have a home management section in my planner, which is the section right here. Now, I used to have and keep a home management binder, and which I really enjoyed. The problem with it was that I could not take it with me, and there's a lot of things in this section, and I'll get to this in a moment, that I really need to have when I'm not in the house. One of the sections that I have in here, for instance, would be the money section of the financial planning. So that's something, and the budgeting, that's something that I need to have access to at all times. So just to get on this side, I really don't like to put anything here, only because it creates bulk. And as you can see, my planner, even though it's 1.25 inches, is already full. And I have a lot of spare note paper in here, so I don't anticipate to be putting anything else new in this planner. So now I only use 2 pens, and I've talked about those before. I use a purple and a pink Ink Joy by Papermate, and the ones that I like the best are the ones that have this metal clip right here. They're a little bit thicker. They happen to have one of those grip thing here, and I really like those pens. They do sometimes, when they start running out of ink, run a little bit, so you do have to get the ink to dry, but overall this is the point size that I need. I do like the Le Pen pens, and I'll show you, if I get a chance, I'll show you my little travel case that has all of my pens, because I do like them for some kind of color coding, and sometimes I like to change pens, but generally speaking, these are the 2 pens that I use. And the Boston planner comes with 2 loops, one on each side of the cover, and they are really large. I know that some of the Halifax users are always complaining that their loops are not big enough for large pens, like for Coletto pens, for instance. And these ones are elasticized, so you can really expand the size of the pen that you want to use. And I've got myself actually putting several pens in the loop, so that's how big they are. So the only thing that I really keep here on this side is this little pad right here, and oops, I have a piece of paper that fell. And these are some Hello Kitty notepads that I've removed from the actual pad, and I made a selection of the specific pages that I wanted to use. And what I did was pre-perforate them, so depending on the orientation of the page. So for instance, this one is in horizontal, and I use them to write things on the back, and I'll show you in the planner how I use those. So for those, I punch the holes here on the top. For these ones, the holes are punched here on the side, and it goes on and on for each design. These are punched to the side, and these ones again to the side. So I think actually this is the only one that's punched on the top, and I keep them here because I use them as reminders for the week, or very important appointments. Like for instance, if I have a doctor's appointment at a particular time and I need the address, I would put that in my week on 2 pages, and I would put the address in the back, so I have that. So that's really the only thing I keep here in this one pocket. And then on this side right here, right underneath the flap, which the secretarial pocket, I guess that's what they call it, I keep one of those post-it plastic envelope that has a sticky back. And the reason why I keep this here is because it's flat enough and it doesn't move, because the sticky is on the back and it's a removable one, so it's not damaging the leather or anything like that. And in that particular pocket that has a Velcro, I only keep very basic stuff. I don't carry a lot of stuff with me, only for bulk reason, weight reason, and also because I really don't use a lot of things in my planners. So I have a one of those plastic cards. Actually, this one was a tag from a Comic-Con that we attended, and I keep a selection of washi tape that I just wrapped around it. So that would be one thing. I have one of those Martha Stewart Post-its. I like these. I like the color. They match with my planner. So what I did is that this one came with a longer plastic tab, and I just cut it so that I would have just this portion. And when this is done, I'll probably move to the other color, which I believe is either green or yellow, I'm not sure. I found this at the dollar section of Target, and these are just little matchbooks, and inside are really tiny little post-its. I like these. These are great to put on my dashboard or my little big dividers for the weekly or the monthly, just for a quick reminder, hey, do this or pay that. So that's pretty cute. I have some flags, which I use sometimes. I'm not crazy about those. These are the post-it flags. I like the ones that are kind of full sticky back, and these are just sticky on one side, so after a while they just kind of like bend, so I'm not crazy about those. I have the regular long post-it ones with the rules. I use them once in a while when I want to take a quick note, but something that I may want, say for instance I'm at the doctor's office and I want to write myself a note for work, I would use this and then transfer it into my work planner. And then there's these that are also from Post-it, and I really like them because they have a grid on them rather than lines. So they're good to make like little drawings, map things, because sometimes I do like to plan a project for the house, for instance, I don't know, something that I want to build, or a garden design. I would use this to kind of map out what I'm doing. So that's really all that I'm keeping in this particular pocket right there. Moving right along, is my first section, which is the focus section. And what I did, because I wanted to kind of personalize my planner and make it my own, I do have some of those top loading sheets from Martha Stewart's collection, and I use them to divide sections. So you see I have another one right here for the home management, and the paper inserts are from the I believe the Snap collection, and you can get them at either Michael's or Joann's, you know, different scrapbooking things and Project Life and whatnot. So I cut them to size to fit inside the planner. But the beginning section of my planner, before I get to my first divider, is a series of those pockets, including the 4 picture pockets. So the first one that I have right here is just a picture of my boys, because, you know, they make me happy and I need to see them every day when I'm at work. So I have my boys right here, and then on this side, it may be something you've never seen before, that I thought was kind of reflecting of who I am. I found an old, almost, I think actually it was the second print in the US of my favorite book, which is Jane Eyre. And what I did is kind of an artsy thing. I cut out chapter 37 from Jane Eyre, which is the chapter where Jane and Edward Rochester meet again at the end of the book. And what I did was just cut it out and put the whole chapter inside the pocket and punched it on the top and just put a little ribbon like this. Actually, this is the top part of one of those paper clips that has the ribbon like the one I have right here, if you can see that. So I just put it there, and I've been reading it. I've read it a couple of times. It's my favorite book. It's just something that makes the planner a little bit more personal. Yeah, it does take a little bit of bulk, but I don't know. This is something that I wanted to do, and I think it looks pretty cool actually in my planner. So that's what I have. And then here, if you go to the Franklin Covey website, you're going to be able to do a kind of like a mission statement. So they ask you some kind of questions, and then you fill in the blanks, and then at the end they give you like a whole mission statement that you can print. So what I did is I went on the Franklin Covey website, I fill out the questions, and I inserted the text, copied and pasted it into a Word document, because sometimes the answer that you have doesn't really fit the pre-built sentence that they create for you. So I kind of like tweak the message or tweak the sentences a little bit, and it's just a general overview of who I am, where I'm going in life, with my career, with my blog and my vlog, and the family. So it's just a fun thing to have, and you know, again, it's just making my planner a little bit more personal, I guess. And then on this side, I'm switching from the front or top loading single page to the one that has the 4 I guess picture pockets or card pockets or whatever. And I just use some of the old cards that I had in my personal Halifax last year, and just had to retrim them a little bit, because this is not a perfect 3x4. I think it's 275 by 375 or something like this. So I had to kind of like retrim them a little bit, and I just have some pictures that I really like. This, of course, you know, my picture from my blog and my vlog. There's a picture of myself, my husband, and my 2 boys. And then same thing on the other side. I have pictures of my boys and some nice little cards and sentiments that I kind of, you know, live by, such as gratitude, for instance, and then to be yourself because everyone else is taken. I love this one. And again, pictures of my boys. So that's William on this side and Edward right here, who apparently is named after Edward from Jane Eyre. And on this side I have my doggies. I'm missing a picture of my cat. I have to do that. So I have my little rescue dog right here. That's Electra. You've seen her in videos before. She's a Pointer Labrador mix, and this is my full breed Beagle, who's a absolute nutcase, but we love him dearly, and that would be Le Chiffre. And they are, all our pets are named after James Bond characters. So right here I have a regular piece of paper that I printed that has all of the state holidays, because I need a reminder sometimes as to when the courts are closed. I work in, you know, kind of like the criminal justice field, so that's important to know, because sometimes I'm at work and I'm trying to communicate with somebody who's in court and I forgot, they closed today, so I keep that. Then on the top right here, you'll see that I have a kind of like a marker, and I have another one right here that I have. I'm gonna try to bring it a little bit closer. So this one says this month, and the one on top, I'm sorry for the sunshine, says this week. If you go to this month, it will take you straight to the month of February. And these actually are dividers that were part of a cooking binder, a 3-ring binder that I found at Barnes & Noble's for what is it, Taste of Home, and it had one of those big dividers, and what I did was cut it in half and punched holes and then put little slits right here on the side, and I added a label at the bottom. So that allows me to go straight to the current month. For my monthly planning, I'm using the day timers. I believe it's day timer. No, it's day runner. Month on 2 pages. And I'm really doing, you know, the basic stuff. I have the year right here for 2014 and 2015. And then here's one of those little Hello Kitty thing. And then I just, you know, blocked out those days that are not part of the month using some washi tape. I kind of highlighted, you know, or framed in the actual month. I'm putting some important notes right here on the side. I'm trying to color code, but I'm not very good at it, only because this is not something I was doing in the past. So like I said, a lot of folks see things like I do on the planner videos, which I find to be absolutely fascinating and very soothing for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, I see a lot of people are doing color coding. So I tried to do that, and it's really not something that I can stick to. I don't know why. But I do have the days that the school is closed marked in right here in vertical positions here with some orange highlighter, and doing the same thing here, marking off, crossing off the days. So like I said, here you see I have one of those little thing. I'm putting my appointment, and I didn't put the address on this one because I know where this particular doctor is. So if I have anything important to do, like for instance, if I have to go to the DMV, I may put the address on the back so that when I go to the DMV, since I have the planner with me in my purse, I don't have to go on my phone or try to figure out with the GPS. I know where the address is. Then this little clip right here with a ribbon marks the beginning of the next section, which is the week on 2 pages. And again, I have my little tab right here, which is the exact same one that I showed you for the month. It's just a plastic divider that I cut to size and used the label to write down that it was the week. Now, for my inserts, I've talked about them before. These I made myself. They are available on my Etsy shop if you check out Etsy/MyGreatChallenge. And these are week on 2 pages that I've created based on my own needs. Now, I have them for the A5, I have them for the Franklin Covey Compact, and I have them available as well for the Halifax Personal. The only difference is that for the A5 Franklin Covey, I have the design on them as well as the labels. So if you have not seen the video about these inserts, the link is below, so you can go and check them out if you want to purchase them. And I only keep 6 months, so this ends in June, I believe. Yes, it does. So basically, let me show you a blank one. All it is a top portion for Monday through the weekend right here, and then I have different categories that I need for my own personal planning. I have my at home, my errands, I have a little bills to pay and a budget right here. I have a blog and vlog section, I have a self and focus section and a family section. And what I do basically is, at the beginning of the week or throughout the week, I would just fill in the categories as I need them. And I know I put the bills right here, even though I put them on top as well, and then just go through the entire week like this. Like for instance, this is the week that we're ending, and you see I had like a little to-do list here that I needed to go through. Not super important, but I'm going to be able to move it from the next week. That's one of the reasons why I like to use those little in-between pages, because if I want to put a to-do list that has important things that need to be done, I don't have to rewrite it the following week if I didn't complete the list. I just take it out and put it into the next section of week on 2 pages. So that was for this week. And on the back of it, what I've been doing, and again, these inserts, let me show you a clean one. These inserts are also available in all 3 sizes on my Etsy shop. So I have a note section here, and then on the top where you see those little sticky thing, I have my own little personal goals. I have my water intake. I'll give you a little bit more of a close-up, like so. I'm sorry about the sun. I have my water intake, I have my prescription, I have my supplements of vitamins, I have my walk or kind of workout thing, and then I have goals, and it goes on like this for the entire week. And the way I've been using these is really to prep my week. So this is not an after the fact. I kind of like write down how I did for my water intake or my vitamins. Like for instance here, I did my prescription drug, but I did not do so well with vitamins, and here I didn't put any goals at all. So what I do with those goals sections is really the goals I want for that particular day. So it's not a personal goal per se, it may be something that I absolutely need to do for that particular day. So I'll put it in, put a check mark, or I'll scratch it off depending, and then I write down. So some days, as you can see, don't have any goals in them. That's because I didn't have anything very important to do that day. But I really am doing everything I can to remember to take my water, to remember to take my prescription. And then on the side here, I use this section every night when I go over my planning, or I go over, you know, the things that I've accomplished for the day, and I kind of journal. And I like the way I've been doing this because I journal in different color blocks. So that indicates to me when there's a new day or when I change kind of subject matters. So sometimes I run out of space, so I just put one of those big stickies on top of it. So I would know, for instance, that this would be a Sunday. And it goes on and on like this. See, I've been using it conscientiously. Here's another one of those little things right here, and this one has appointments. Wow, I was really working on, you know, journaling that week. And I'm going to keep my inserts, and this one I added a page. I'm really going to keep my inserts afterwards. I'm going to archive them only because I want to be able to keep my journaling pages for references. And then sometimes you just write things out of anger, just because it's a good thing to have, just to be able to read back and reflect on some of the things that you went through, because, you know, it can be a little dramatic sometimes. So that would be for this particular section. So that's my monthly and my week on 2 pages. And then still part of the focus section, I do have other categories, and I'm going to show them this way. I'm using the Martha Stewart tabs for this. So there's a blog and vlog, there's a goals section right here, and then I have a wish list section. And then within those sections, I have more tabs. So I have to-dos, ideas, breakdown. This is related to my blog. And then I have some schedule. DMZ is a surprise. I'm not going to talk to you about this right now because it's, you know, one of the big things that I'm working on. The to buy, I have another one that is gift ideas, but I'm going to go through that section real quick. So for the blog and vlog section, basically, I separated it into to-dos. I have ideas. I have a breakdown section. I have a schedule section. I have my DMZ, which I'm not talking to you about right now, and my Etsy section. So that would be for blog and vlog. And basically, this is just kind of like the things that I want to do on my blog. Like, for instance, if I see something that's a design problem that I have to switch or change or get something better, I just jot it down. And it's just like, you know, just general ideas. And then here are the actual ideas that I have for blogs, and then ideas that I have for, these are the vlogs and these are the blogs, and they may not necessarily be coordinating blog and vlog. So and I'm just handwriting. I scratch them off as I'm done. When I have a big project for a video or for a blog, I would do a breakdown. So for instance, this is the one that I've started putting together for an office reorganization blog that I want to continue to do, and it's got several parts actually. It goes all the way up to part 5, and it's just basically like the breakdown of what it is that I need to do. So this is the breakdown for part 1, and that kind of gives me like a map of what needs to be done for that particular vlog and blog. And then I've attempted to put a schedule together up until I believe April 2014 with some color coding. I have some pink dots and some blue dots. So the pink dots are definitely blogs, the blue dots are definitely vlogs or YouTube videos, and then sometimes you'll see that there's 2. That means that I have a vlog and a coordinating blog that goes with it. And it just gives me, this is not rigid obviously, because most of February things that I wanted to do I've not been able to do them, mostly because we've been pummeled with snow and we've spent a lot of our weekends shoveling. So when you've shoveled for 4 or 5 hours, the last thing you want to do, for instance, is go in your office and start doing your part 1, which is organizing the file cabinet. So things like this. So, but it just gives me a map or kind of like a general sense of where I want to go for the next 4 months with my blog and vlog. And I may, you know, scratch off something that wasn't due until March and scratch it off because I happened to have done it in February or in January. So it's kind of like keeping me on the schedule so that I don't overwhelm myself. Then there's that DMZ thing that I'll talk to you about in another time. And then there's my Etsy shop, which really doesn't have much because I just started it. So, but I want to kind of like put ideas and, you know, things that I want to do and where I want to go with it. The next section is the goal section. And again, we're still in my focus section of the planner. And in the goals, I just went ahead and used a Word document and printed out my general personal goals and then home goals for 2014. And I've separated them in categories. I'm hoping you can see that, where I have financial goals, health goals, home management goals, I have my great challenge goals, and then I have general goals. And as I'm going through this, eventually I would scratch them off or, you know, kind of like put a little check mark. Some of them I actually have accomplished already or I'm currently working in. But this is just, again, kind of like a reminder, hey, you're working on this in 2014. So it's a great thing to have when I'm at the office and I'm taking a break, or I'm at the hair salon, I'm waiting in line, or, you know, I'm at the doctor's office and I'm waiting. I kind of go over those just to remind me of what it is that I want to have accomplished for 2014. And then the home goals, which have their own tab. You see I have personal right here, and these are the Avery tabs, by the way, if you're wondering, and the, you know, removable sticky tabs. It's just basically building DIY goals that I have for the house, things that I want to accomplish this year, like for instance painting the house. That's something that we desperately need to do. Maintenance goals. We are new homeowners. We've had our home for just 3 years now, and this is the first house that we have owned. So there's some things that I need to learn with regards to maintaining the house. So an example would be to purge the water tank on a monthly basis, and then the furnace filter on a yearly basis, you know, things like this. Then I have organizational goals, things that I really want to work on with regards to organization this year. So an example would be the under the stairs in the basement, which we've used as a kind of like stuff it in there and forget about it kind of thing. So it's a complete disaster right now, and that's really one of the things that I want to have accomplished this year. And then of course there's some general goals like changing the crate size for my dogs. My little dog has a crate that's too small and my large dog has a crate that's too big, so we kind of have to, you know, one needs a bigger crate, the other one needs a smaller crate, so got to do this. And you know, some stickies things, and then I have some note paper from the Martha Stewart line that I'm keeping here just in case I want to jot down some breakdown. There's some quotes that I like. Then there's an attempt at putting a schedule together that I kind of put in by hand right now because I'm still working with it. and little questions that I have, raise the bar, things that I want to work on. So this is kind of like a brain dump more than anything else. I have a wish list section, and again I'm using the Martha Stewart dividers, and my wish list section is divided with more of those Avery sticky things, and I have to read, to buy, and gift ideas. And to read, basically what I'm doing is whenever I come across a book at the store or online, I look at a lot of videos that are related to, what am I reading right now, Friday Read, or a book haul for the month, or things like this. Sometimes I come across a book that I'm actually interested in reading, and one of my goals for the year 2014 is to minimally read one book per month, and I've been doing very good actually. And by the way, I placed a little widget on my blog now, if you want to check it out, with the books that I'm either currently reading or the books that I've already read for the year, just if you want a book suggestion. So I'm just keeping a list of books that I've seen online or at the store that I kind of find interesting and I'm considering purchasing. But it's not like, I'm going to go and purchase them all at once. If I go to Barnes & Nobles and I have my planner with me, I may actually look at this and, go to the search computer and find out whether they have the book, and I may decide at that point whether I want to buy it or not. Then I have a to buy section and a gift idea that remain completely blank at this time because I have no desire to buy anything right now. And gift ideas, we're not in Christmas or birthday season yet, so I'm not thinking about purchasing anything for gifts, so that's blank, but it will get definitely filled out. So that was the focus section, and that takes about half of my planner. And now moving on to the home management section.